how to achieve extraordinary results. And today we have Petka joining us from Canada, and she helped people how to heal themselves with the companies and also individuals. So we would like to know, Petka, what are the 5 steps that people can do in order to achieve extraordinary results?
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
When I was looking at this question, I wondered how different my answer would be to the answers of other people. So let me I think I have seven steps. The first one is you have to be passionate. You have to really love what you do. I have a mission, for example, to help people heal themselves, to heal their hearts, to heal their minds, to become more of their real self versus the person that they don't like anymore. So being passionate, I've helped myself, I've helped thousands of people around the world, and I really would like others to feel that same peace and joy that is their birthright. So that's number one. Number two, to really be of great service. And what do I mean by that? Well, when we teach our divine healing system to coaches and therapists and whomever, it's all based on mind, body, and spirit. So 3 things, right? We don't just change mindset, because that's not the only thing that's important. And it's also difficult to change mindset. You have to know what you're doing. So we are mind, body, and spirit. We do pentalateral thinking, which means we help a client access their left brain, their right brain, their conscious mind, subconscious mind, and superconscious mind. So that's a wonderful service. We don't know of anybody else on the planet that does it as thoroughly as we do. And then another aspect of being of great service is measuring the return on investment that a client gets. What results are they really getting? Because in the coaching industry, for example, and in the training industry, let's be honest, we go out and we coach people, we train people, but do we know if it's really helped or not? You see, this is so important. We need to be able to measure a client's success. And we do that not just on a conscious level, but subconscious. We'll take a client into their subconscious mind at the end of, say, 10 sessions, and we find out how much they've really changed inside and how they've changed. It's so exciting, Harry. It's amazing for me to do this type of work. Okay, number 3 of the 5-step formula to achieving extraordinary results is to have faith in humanity, that we can all change and that we want to change, that we want to be better human beings. Number 4, being ethical. Oh, it seems like sometimes the world's going backwards in terms of ethics, and we need to really, if we make an offer, we should stick to that offer. Yeah? Very important. Be very ethical. Number 5 is a very hard one, and it's about not having any ego. So we want to think like a winner, but we don't want to have ego, because the ego can then take us into places where we don't really want to go. And that kind of ties in with another step, and that is to remove our negative thoughts. And we do that really well here at Coaching and Leadership International. We help people to quickly change their negative thoughts into positive ones permanently. That's the key. So our science has been engineered to help people change permanently. So how did I do, Harry?
Oh, you did fantastic. So let's talk about entrepreneurs and the unconscious mind, because
Yeah.
sometimes growing the business, the people make money, lose it, make money, lose it. And sometimes it's based on an experience that they have, that because it hasn't been healed, the entrepreneur is still is repeating the pattern. So how can we help entrepreneurs to overcome that?
That answer can be quite complicated, but let me simplify it. What has happened on planet Earth over time is that we make money our God, right? We make money our God instead of having faith in God, having faith in ourselves. And that's the first major issue. Entrepreneurs need to have faith, great faith in themselves, have great faith in a higher power, whatever you call your higher power. And then that is very healing all on its own. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, let me tell you a story. I have a friend, she's an entrepreneur. When she was a baby, the grandpa owns a jewelry store and given like an emerald and to the kid. And she said, okay, no, it was showing the stone to the kid, to my friend. She was a little girl. And my friend told the grandpa, can you give me the stone? He said, no, for this one you have to buy it. You need to have money. And then the girl said, okay, how can I have money? And then the grandpa said, look, I'm going to give you a hen. Okay? This hen is going to lay some eggs. You sell those eggs and you will have some money to buy the stuff, right? And then, so the girl goes, will take the hen and start to produce these eggs. And she's going to school, and everybody's buying the eggs. The colleagues, the friends, the teachers, everybody. Bottom line, without her mom knows, she has a pillow full of money in the saving to get the grandpa stone. And what happened was, moms find out, and she was so upset that she went to the school and tell off all the teachers and everybody, you should be ashamed buying from the kid. This is horrible. And then she told off grandpa also, why you crazy showing this to a little girl, how to sell, how to make this. And then she went to the pillow and took all this money from the girl, put it in the bank and said, until you don't have 18 years old, you're not going to touch it. And yeah, life goes on, and now the woman is an entrepreneur, and still every time that she makes money, something happens that gets taken away. She's creating it.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, it's a
She's
pattern.
creating it because the pattern,
Yeah.
that incident that is in the unconscious mind, as you said, is
Yes.
already there, and it's there so embedded, so strong that even I don't think that she knows that it's there till the entrepreneur doesn't go to this healing process. It's gonna be even with bigger number, which is more. The first time was a pillow full of money. Now we're talking about large sums. And again, she works really hard. She makes the money. Everything is fine. And then all of a sudden, she take a wrong decision. She do this, blah, 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 and something happened with the bank, anything, a transaction, whatever, woof, and all the money away. It's like she's getting involved in events, business, and things that somehow will produce that outcome because she's she's defending and protecting that outcome that much that is she's actually attracting it to her. So, what kind of practical things those entrepreneurs can do to remove that negative belief or that anchor in their unconscious mind that is showing on in the conscious and is having real impact in their life?
Well, the first thing she needs to do is work with someone like me who has these divine healing tools, because we can take her into her subconscious mind. In this particular case, she probably knows the root cause of the fact that she gets money and then it's taken away from her again, right? Some people don't know why things happen, right? Why they keep having these challenges. So, Harry, we can literally take them into their subconscious mind, and within seconds, we can help them find the age of when that pattern began in their subconscious mind and why it keeps repeating, because there could be many beliefs that are attached. And we also have to understand the chakra system. We have 7 major chakras, and money issues, for example, would be in the lowest chakra, but it could also be in the heart space. And so the cells in the heart chakra and the cells in the first chakra are so filled with emotion and negative thoughts that she keeps attracting the negative again. So we have to go into those cells and find out why it's there. And it could actually come from past lives as well. It's so complex, but thank God our science has been refined so much and so well that we can help people find it and change it, because it has to be changed at the cellular level. It has to be changed in the client's aura too. It's really I feel badly for her, and I feel badly for so many other people who get stuck with these patterns. I had to I've been doing this for 30 some years, about 30 years, I guess, on and off. And I just know the power of changing your subconscious mind. It's absolutely vital.
Okay. And Ronan, how is that this tell a story? How is it to begin works and to help people? When do you learn all these words?
You're breaking up, Harry. Can you ask that question again, please?
Can you share with us where did you learn all this? What's the story? How you started?
Oh, yeah. Okay, right. It's a good story because after our daughter was born, I went bankrupt emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, physically, not financially, thank God, but it was tough. And two things happened. My head went fuzzy. My thinking went fuzzy. And I was a senior executive in an international company, and my head went fuzzy, and I had lower back pain, and I could barely get out of a chair. My back was so sore. So I thought, well, I better go see my family doctor, right? I went to see her, and she did all the tests possible, and the test came back negative. She said, there's nothing wrong with you. I said, of course there's something wrong with me. I've got a fuzzy head and a very sore back. And she said, well, maybe I could recommend therapy for you. But it didn't feel right. That the person she was sending me to, I didn't resonate with. So the angels took over. The divine took over and brought me a woman by the name of Jan Sweeney. And she became a bit of a teacher for me. And it was actually an artist friend of mine who recommended Jan to me. And so I went because I tried acupuncture and Chinese, different massages and homeopathy. Nothing was changing. And Jan did 2 sessions on me, and I went, oh my God, something is changing. So on the 3rd session, I said, Jan, can you teach me how to do this work myself? I want to learn. And she said, sure. So she had a course running in a month's time, and I went and I learned some of those methodologies. And I worked on myself, Harry. Our daughter would be sleeping. She was very young, and my husband would be asleep as well. And I coached myself. I healed myself for an hour to 2 hours every night, to the point where Jan had to tell me to slow down because I was just doing too much processing in the subconscious mind. But I wanted to know what garbage was in my subconscious mind that was causing all of these challenges in my life. And I wanted to know, well, what positive aspects of me could I amplify and make stronger? I wanted to know all that stuff. So I studied with her in July and then September. And within 3.5 months, my fuzziness in my brain went away, and so did my back pain, and it never came back. So that's my story. That's how I got hooked on this whole thing about, well, how do people think? And why do people stay stuck? And what is this thing around patterns and beliefs and behaviors? And what are we really meant to do here on planet Earth? Our is not a very evolved planet compared to others. Yeah. So I want to know, why are we all here? So I had all these questions. And then I met an amazing teacher. Jan actually recommended that I contact her, and she's a spiritual master. Her name is Supreme Master Ching Hai. And she accepted me into her flock, if you will. And I haven't looked back. I mean, that was 1997. And when you meditate under a living master, and I do minimum, for the most part, 2.5 hours a day meditation. So when you do that level of meditation, you're going higher, higher, higher your frequency, and you're bringing back wisdom, right, from the higher realms. And so she became my teacher on the inside. She became my telephone line to God, if you will. And so I'm just very grateful to her as a teacher as well. So that's exciting. I mean, I have clients in 50 plus countries, and we have students who come to learn this work from 30 some countries, and it really works. So otherwise I wouldn't be here talking to you about it. It really works.
So what message do you have for entrepreneurs out there that things are not working and they don't understand what's the reason?
Well, they can do two things. They can either contact me, and I will work with them to help them find those energies that are in their mind, body, and spirit, causing them some problems. Do you know, Harry? I think I've ever said this on air before, but there are entrepreneurs who are so stuck because somebody has cast a spell on them. They have cursed them, and that's in their energy. That's why I say we have to identify the energies stopping them from being great entrepreneurs, right? Find out what those energies are, get rid of the energies, and put in more positive energy so that they can move ahead in a more successful way. So that's number one. They could work with someone like me who has, this divine healing method, or they could also come and learn it. We have a class starting very soon, and they can learn like I did. I had to learn how to heal myself. How about they come and learn how to heal themselves? And while they're at it, they can help their children, their partners, family members. They can even make a business out of it, add it to their business, because it's this planet needs. We need deep healing, period.
And so what people can share your favorite book or the favorite resources that people can have in order to learn more about this?
Yeah, the many books and we use in some of our training programs is called the God, quote unquote, in coaching, the key to a happy life. And it doesn't mean any specific religion. It's just talking about spirit, right? So that's available everywhere, and it's a textbook hardcover.
What's the title? What's the title, and where people can access this book? That's your own books, right?
Yeah, these are my own books. Yeah, so this is my second last book. It's called The God in Coaching, the Key to a Happy Life, and it's on Amazon. They can come to our website as well and order it there. But the other book that the entrepreneurs may want to study as well is called I Heal Me. That's my latest book. Small I, Heal Me. And in there, I've got 22 different methods that entrepreneurs can do on themselves. And there's you can get it. There's an audio version. There's also a workbook that goes with it. So maybe they want to start there. If maybe they're a little embarrassed by what's happened with them and they don't want to talk to anyone, they can definitely work with I Heal Me. Yeah, it's a wonderful book. They'll love it.
So the thing of why do you decide to write a book? I mean, it's very difficult to write the books. It's like a baby; you don't want to let it go. So tell us why you decide to write those books, and what's your favorite chapter in the latest?
In the latest one, wow. Okay, well, the latest book, as I said, is I Heal Me, and that before I answer that question fully, I want to share how delightful this book is. I was on a podcast recently, and the fellow, he was so excited. The podcaster was so excited because he said, I've never seen a book like this. And the reason why it's exciting is because I invited artists from around the world to submit their artwork. So we've got an black and white, a person who does black and white sketches from Romania. We have one of the most talented artists I've ever met from India. We have a poet from the United States. They're from all over. They've come from all over the world to put their artwork into my book, I Heal Me. So when you open it, you feel this incredible loving energy already, right? And I mean, healing, Harry, let's be honest, healing takes a lot of work, takes dedication, it takes focus, and you have to be committed to yourself. So the exercises take you deep down into who you are as a human being and who you want to be. So that's why we've got the artwork in there. It's to lift people's hearts, right? To make them feel happy about themselves. And so there are some fascinating stories in the book, and people love stories. I'm a keynote speaker, so people love to hear stories, right? That's how people learn. But I think the chapter that keeps coming to me about what is the most important chapter is the one on spiritual teachers, because I've been so blessed. You know, Jan was my first teacher. Actually, no, my grandfather was my first spiritual teacher. When I was 5 years old, he would take me to church, you know, and my parents didn't come, but my grandpa would take me to church, and it was the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. And in that church, you have the men on one side and the women on the other. So I was with the old grandmothers on one side, and I'd watch my grandfather way over on the right side. And I was always amazed by his faith. You know, when he closed his eyes, he looked like Mother Teresa. He was so into his faith. He had so much faith in God. He was an incredible human being. So that was a pattern I took on from him, right? Was having faith in God, a faith in a higher power. So in the book, there's a whole chapter, and all the way through the book, actually, but this one chapter is on healing messages from spiritual masters. And I think they themselves can do a lot of healing because they come with tremendous energy, right? That's my favorite chapter.
And we would like to know, after you got pregnant, that you have this blockage, okay? What did you discover? What did you find out? Clearly, you don't have any illness. It's all it was a blockage based in the past experience. So tell us how you, for other women that can be listening to the podcast, if they have similar experience and they go to a doctor and say, look, there is in your everything is okay, and you still have that pain. Okay. So what was the cause of the pain, and how you find out, and what your next was? Because clearly you went to a doctor and they told you you're fine. And you said, I'm not fine. I have pain. My head is dizzy. And they do the check and say, look, your component of the blood is fine. You're healthy in terms of results. So, so clearly you started to work on yourself and in your healing process. So tell us about, so people can have an idea, okay? What was the main reason? What happened in the past? Why exactly after you get birth, all these signs, your body start to resist to it, and this pain, right? That is all on your head, because it's your head is creating this pain, is creating all this dizziness, is creating anything. That's why the doctors cannot find anything. So when you start to do the work, what you discover for yourself, so they can have an idea.
Boy, oh boy. Do you have another 10 hours to talk? Because I found out so much. Okay, so the first thing I want people to know is that I had a psychic recently tell me, when we were doing some work on, more of my own healing work, and he said to me that my mother was my enemy. My mother was my enemy. And I went, oh my God. And when I reflected back, he was absolutely right. So, for example, when I was 7, my mother's brother sexually assaulted me. And I was so upset. I went to my mother and I told her about it. But Harry, she didn't believe me. Why would a 7-year-old lie? 7-year-olds don't lie, like really. And
Oh,
so
wow.
if you can't go to your mother, who do you go to? Who do you go to? That's why, having a good mother, that's why I invite all mothers to come to our divine healing system, because if you want to raise children and you want to be the best mother possible, you need to heal your own stuff.
100%. 100%. Otherwise, it will be reflected on the child.
Exactly.
You will be the enemy. You will be the enemy of your own. You creating this. It's already in your mind.
Yep.
And it's not even your fault. But you will create it.
You will create it.
Yeah. And if she doesn't work on that, she also will create it. And we pass from generation to generation in different forms. But so that pain was because you have that incident, okay, and you are conflicted because you said, okay, I cannot be the enemy of my own daughter. I love her so much and just give birth. So you are in a body resisting so much. Of course, you have pain. You cannot function because you don't want to be that for you. And then, well, second part, how you heal that, because it's already within you. It's who you are. It's already embedded so deep that you didn't even know that it existed. You just know that you have pain, that you couldn't function. But this memory, it's happened to you when you are 7 years old. It's already stored for so many years in your unconscious mind, and life goes on. And it's stored deeply there, like, it's something similar. You have to do this, or you have to do that. That in order to remove your pain for you, and also to be benefit for your daughter, you have to remove all that that anchor from your unconscious mind. Yeah. So for our listeners, we have a conscious mind and unconscious mind. So the difference is, in the conscious mind, conscious that you shouldn't smoke. Yeah. You smoke is bad and you conscious about it, but still you smoke, right? Because it doesn't drive behavior. It doesn't drive behavior. It's the unconscious mind who drives behavior. So you smoke anyway. And until you don't work with your unconscious mind and leave that anchor there, and actually smoke is bad, you will show this instance will happen. So
exactly,
what people that love the conversation, especially moms, I think that sometimes I hear a story that women have a baby, and sometimes they're supposed to love it, and what they wish is throw it out of the window, and they have this negative stuff going on and conflicted in the first 2-3 weeks of having birth, and all those, and they start to forget that they're a bad mother. They are what they are taking this, and when you have nothing thoughts about this, of course, it's your child and you love it so much. But when women start to have those thoughts, they are showing up as a reflection of their own childhood, a reflection of their own, and you don't want to deal with it, and then because you don't want to your son happen whatever happened to you, so you don't want to deal with it. So you say it's better throw him out the window. But at the same time, how am I even thinking of that? This is the thing that I love the most. What a person I am. So a lot of contradiction and conflict. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard from moms. Yeah, that thing can show up in some forms, and here you are. This is the solution. So if people are in love with the conversation, yeah, not only moms, also entrepreneurs. Make the money, lose the money. Make the money, lose the money. There is a part of that. There is something that has to be worked on, because you are actually creating this. So if people are in love with the conversation, how people can find you, how this process works.
Okay. So before I answer that, I wanted that I told our daughter several times that the best gift I gave her, 2 best gifts. Number 1, I helped myself. I cleaned out a lot of my own subconscious mind. I had to turn my negative thoughts and beliefs into positive ones. So that's number one. And the second gift I gave her is that I do extensive meditation every day because I'm changing the energy in our house. I'm changing the energy in the business, right? So that was critical. But how do we do what you just asked? How do we literally make permanent positive change for people? That's what you're asking, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can go and see a professional who just does talk of the left brain, just talk, right? Whether it's a coach or a healer or a therapist or whatever. What we need to do is we need to, find out those patterns began, the exact event that created the seed of that negative thought, that negative pattern, right? We have to find the seed. And where that seed is in the cells is very dark. It has a low frequency, a low vibration, and that's how we can find it. And then we need to bring light into the cell. And how do you do that? Well, you can bring in light. We have about 40 different visualizations, but we also use crystals, not on the body or anything. It's just, looking at beautiful crystals. We use light therapy. We use sound therapy. We bring in animal people. The people love animals, right? We even go so far as to, of course, prayer is very important. And trees and flowers, angels play a huge role in the divine healing process. So it's so different from the usual change your mindset stuff. Because frankly, Harry, that stuff isn't working very well anymore. It still works, but we're moving from the Kali Yuga era into the new golden era. And so we need to have these much stronger healing tools and methods that carry stronger vibrations of light. Because remember, in the cells, it's dark energy, right? So we need to replace them with light. So we have new divine healing system has 4 flights to it. We call it, instead of 4 levels, it's 4 flights. And we build each flight. The frequency is different in each flight. It's very exciting to teach how to do this. It's a wonderful gift that we give to people. So it's basically about changing the energy. You have to change the energy in the cell. Yeah. So that's what we do. It's a
yeah, I require a lot of work. So thank you so much for the podcast. I really appreciate, and that's the work that you do, and I know how important it is because we all been there, and it's a constant work. The interesting thing is never ends. It shows up and goes down, shows up and go down. So thank you very much for this. For all of you following the podcast, in our next episode of Entrepreneurs Are Leaders, how brave entrepreneurs make businesses that make the world a better place. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.